Good morning, everyone. It's your boy Chill, coming to you live from my bedroom. I noticed a lot of people aren't down with the Lone Hermit movement as much as they are with the Chill movement. So I wanted to stop and explain Lone Hermit to you a little bit and talk to you about a couple other things. Lone Hermit is my official record label, owned and run by me. It means a lot to me, and I know the name's a little bit weird, but I'm going to explain it to you. All my life, I've been in a roller coaster of emotion, and I've had so many groups around me, friends, family, that have helped support me, and then dropped off the map, and I had to start again from the top. Starting again with absolutely no family, and reconciling, and going back to having no family, losing all my friends, moving. A lot of people can't do the things that I've done because when they have that events and those people in their lives that's so important to them. I, on the other hand, am able to take that and start again every time, and I'm proud of that about myself. So that's where the lone part of Lone Hermit comes in. And also, covers ties into the Lone Ranger, because I'm just trying to do good by myself, like he did. Now, next we have the hermit part. The hermit part comes from the fact that I'm just a mess of a person right now, because I go to school full time, and I have my own place, and I run my own household, and I also work on my music and put a lot of time and effort into that, and release more tracks than the average artist does in a year and a couple of months. I stay on my grind with it because I know that the industry right now doesn't have that big of an attention span. So because of that, weekends, weekdays, I'll go 3-4 days without leaving my house and having any type of human contact. Because I'm just in the booth, writing, mixing. So that's where Lone Hermit ENT comes from, because I by myself can do this. I don't need any help. I appreciate it, and I love and support all those that are helping me, but I know that I could do it without them. And my plans have changed a little bit about the Chill Factor. I'm actually releasing it track by track instead of as a full album, because I have so many dope songs and I'm working with so many dope artists that I just can't hold on to them. And working with featured artists, I don't want to hold on to them for too long, because they put their work in for it, and I want the world to hear them too, because they're helping me, and I appreciate the love and support. And especially the two features with Cassius and Mr. Fab, like those that's huge for me, because those are huge rappers to me, even though they might not be to the mainstream world. JMU 2K5, bring that up as well. We're still doing good. We're still rolling. You're obviously watching this video on it right now, and although there might be some issues and some shit going on, that we're still riding through it, and anything you hear about us that's negative is just a rumor. There's a couple other things that I want to address and talk about as well. Lone Hermit ENT has one other artist. His name is Kajingles. He writes jingles, and he also writes songs and hooks and stuff like that, and we're trying to get him a deal writing jingles, and we're working towards that. And also, if you're interested in his services as far as writing goes, just let me know, because he does write hooks and verses and stuff like that. Also on that subject, I also am always down for a collab. What I do is, if you're part of the JMU 2K5 crew, just hit me up and we'll talk. But if you're an outside rapper that's reaching out to to work with me because you've heard my stuff, I do $15 a hook and 30 for a verse. Another thing, there's a couple songs on JMU 2K5 that are by CG the Dozen, and that's an artist that's affiliated to me that I've worked with a little bit before he was put in jail. So we're gonna wait and see what happens with that. JMU 2K5 itself, if you just listen to me and don't really know about JMU 2K5, I'm gonna tell you right now. JMU 2K5 was started by the marketing genius Ruslan, and I know some of his stuff and some of his marketing techniques are controversial, but if you love him or you hate him, you've heard of him, and you've heard of JMU 2K5, and hopefully you're giving my music a shot. I also want to talk about my story a little bit because it's a little more complicated than you might hear on my songs. My family is from Brooklyn. I myself did spend a lot of my life in Long Island, however. Many people will look at this and think that maybe it's a lie and I didn't really live the life that I'm talking about, but it's all false. I claim Brooklyn as chill because chill would never exist if it wasn't for Brooklyn. My parents got divorced and a lot of stuff had happened, and it was hard trying to grow up and have enough money because everything basically went to shit. And so I did start hustling, and I did hustle a lot. Even all the way through high school, I used to skip school and take the train to Brooklyn and do what I had to do. And even when I moved to Virginia to go to school, I still did it. And mainly the reason why I hustled and I was in the situation that I was in was because I just want to make a better life for me. I don't want to be in that life where I'm dealing with large sums of money, I'm dealing with drugs, and I'm dealing with people who might want to kill me because of it. I want to do this music thing and get up out of that. And that, in a nutshell, is my story about repping New York and also repping VA, because I live in VA right now, and I rep VA because I don't think that the DMV area really has artists like that they need somebody to rep them. I mean, Pusha T is amazing from Virginia, but he doesn't really have that story where he talks about Virginia a lot. Wale's from DC, but I'm not going to go into that right now. King Los and Logic from Maryland, they're pretty dope, but I offer a different kind of style. And those are really the only 4 rappers that I say are for the DMV area. I know there's a lot more from DC, but honestly, yeah. As far as the re-releases and unreleased chill tracks coming to JMU 2K5 right now, I'll explain that a little bit. For contractual agreements, I had to delete most of my music, CHL Interview Volume 1 through 3, and the Alone mixtape, because during those time periods there was threats of lawsuits because of them and stuff like that. So I had went back and picked out a few songs that did not mention or edit out the mentions to other companies and stuff like that, that since I did record myself are still my property, so I can legally re-release them as long as it doesn't claim anything else than Chill and Lone Hermit ENT. And also there's a unreleased track coming in that's called Stop Hating 2010, song I made in 2010. it's interesting that you can see my progression from 2010 to 2013, not only lyrically and flow-wise, but that I started rapping just over my computer mic into GarageBand, moved up to shitty Chinese copy MXL into Logic, and now I'm actually using a Shure mic in the Pro Tools, and it's great. It sounds a lot better. One of my main issues with my own sound is I record myself, so it's not the best and ideal situation for recording as far as isolation and acoustics go. The other thing that I have with my own vocals is I have a little bit of a complex when it comes to mixing them. I can mix anything else in the world, but for my own vocals, I can never get them to sit right where I want them to sit. So hopefully one day I'll get signed and be able to just go in the studio on the other end and record my vocals, and somebody else could take care of all that for me, and it'll sound like gold. The chill style. I know it's hard to really put chill into a box, and that's the reason why I'm chill. I don't want to be put into a box. You know, there's so many rappers that fit their style, and that's it. And coming to this thing where, as this 50 Cent interview I was watching yesterday claimed that, you know, he listened to 10 demo tapes that were Lil Wayne, except they're not Lil Wayne. You know, that's not me. I try to be all across the map because I have a lot to talk about and a lot to address, and I also have a crazy life and ups and downs, you know, roller coaster. I always say that because there have been a lot of times in my life that I've been better than a lot of people's, and I do appreciate that. And maybe I don't talk about that so much on my music, and I focus a little bit on the downs, but that's because I want to get the message out that, like, other people can do it like I've done it. I mean, I'm living in my own apartment right now, coming from, you know, on the corner in Brooklyn, trying to make my way to the top where I could actually, you know, afford to live, not just in a car like I did for a while. I actually have a house and live in the house, and now I'm trying to go to college and paying a lot for it out of pocket with help for some other people. But it's great. Everything's always great. I think that I'm needed in this rap game and that I should be signed based off, not trying to be racist, but based off my race. I mean, I think a white rapper in the rap game that does the type of style of music that I do and talks about some of the things that I talk about is kind of missing. I mean, a lot of people are a lot of white rappers are more heavily rock influenced and talk about, you know, their lives, but their lives aren't what my life is, you know. What my life is and the way I grew up and the things that I've been through is something that, you know, you'd expect more to hear from 50 Cent and Nas and Jay-Z and lots of other New York rappers, you know, talking about the city and how everything is and how we all grew up. And I think that from a racial standpoint, I'm needed because I could really bridge the gap into having more white rappers that really rap about the kind of stuff that I do, because I know I'm not the only white person that's been through this stuff. And I know I'm not the only white rapper who talks about this stuff, although I haven't really seen any other ones, but I want to be the inspiration for people to come out and just do and make music and talk about what they've all been through, no matter the race, color, or creed. You know, you could be a white Mormon who's just been religious their whole lives, or a Mennonite who barely has electricity and has like certain all these type of rules with it. If you want to make music and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Don't let definitions define you. Do what you want and what you love about music. If you've listened this far, obviously you're a fan, because I'm just running my mouth. But if you are a fan and haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to JMU2K5 on YouTube and like all of our pages on Facebook. There's a JMU2K5 page, a Chill page, Lone Hermit, and Kajingles that could really use your love and support. The music game only exists because of fans like you guys, so I really love every single one of you, whether I know you or not, and would love if you guys just shared our stuff around. You know, that's the only way we're gonna get a real buzz, and that's the only way we're gonna get real popping and able to kill this rap game. So, thank you for all the fans, and just love you guys. You know.